Kakadosh Boker Tov, we're just going to speak about the halachot of Pruzbol. When Hillel HaZaken came and he saw that the wealthy people, the affluent people, were not lending out money to Aniyim during the year of Shemitah, they weren't lending out money. Why? They were afraid that they're going to lend out money, and now it comes Shemitah. Yeah? And then what's going to happen is that they're going to be transgress the Torah. The Torah says, so therefore what happened was, hitkin Pruzbul, which means that Hillel HaZaken, he was instituted a Pruzbul in order that the chov should not be cancelled. But if the debt will be cancelled, so nobody's going to be lending out money. So he purposely came and he made a Pruzbol in order that it wouldn't cancel. So he says the Pruzbol will only help in Shemitah Bizman Hazeh, which is only going to be Midivrei Torah, Midivrei Sofrim. But Shemitah Minat Torah, and Pruzbol Minila, which means when we used to have the Bet HaMikdash, and therefore Shemitah and everything was going to be Doraita, so therefore a Pruzbol will not help. But since now we don't have that, so therefore it's going to be the Rabbanan, so therefore the Pruzbol comes, and it's going to help. The explanation of the word Pruzbol is Pruz is a takana, and Bol is for the Ashirim, for the rich people. So if it's a takana it's an institution for the rich people. Now he says we don't write the Pruzbol unless it's going to be a Bedin Chashuv, which are 3 Beki'im Bedin, V'yodim inyan Shmita, Pruzbul, V'imchum, Rabim Alem Otarir. That's why I decided that we're going to use the Rabbanut Rashit, because I wanted to make sure that this is going to be a very Bedin Chashuv, that it's going to be accepted everywhere. Gufo shel Pruzbol. When we're talking about what is the Pruzbol, basically the lender comes in front of the Bedin, and he tells in front of the Bedin, I'm giving to you, Ploni Dayanim, that any obligation, any debt that I have, I'm going to collect it any time that I want, and then the Dayanim come, or the Edim, they come and they sign at the bottom. Now they don't have to come and start specifying who did they lend out money to, didn't lend out money to, they don't have to do that. Now he says they don't have to actually come to a Bedin Kavua. They're allowed to say it in front of Edim Bilvad, and that's a minhag pashut in Ira Kodesh Yerushalayim, and that's what we do here, which means that they don't have to actually go to Eretz Yisrael in front of the Bedin Rabbani, right in front of Rabbanut, and do this. They do it here in front of witnesses, and that's already going to be enough. Now the minhag of pashut is also to do it at the end of Shanat HaShvi'it, even though some people do it also beforehand as well. But the psak is that we do it at the end, not at the beginning. Meaning some people did it last year before Rosh Hashanah, but we do it this year before Rosh Hashanah. Now he says the Pruzbul will only help for the chovot which is done before the Pruzbul. Okay, but the chovot which are done after the Pruzbul does not help. Which means if you right now come today and you're going to do the Pruzbul with us, and then tomorrow, right, or the next day, until Rosh Hashanah, you're going to lend out more money, it doesn't help. Because it only helps from that which you already did before. That's why some people actually do it mamash erev Rosh Hashanah. The only thing is that erev Rosh Hashanah, there's a lot of pressure. So I did bring it today. If you do have in mind to lend out more money, make sure you do it a little. Anyway, we have the next few days to do it. And here you have the papers, you're able to do it afterwards as well. Now the Pruzbul is written even in the nighttime, but it's not considered mishpat that it has to be during the daytime, and it could be done with edim krovim, which means you could even have witnesses which are family members or people which are actually close family. That doesn't matter, and it could be done at nighttime. So we could do it tonight as well. Somebody doesn't have the time to do it in the morning, we could do it tonight as well. You're also allowed to do it during the Chol Hamoed. This is a different halacha, right? And then we're just going to say they could also write a Pruzbul in front of the yanim, which are family members to the malveh. Right, so that means even though the lender is a family member, so I could come and I could sign on the Pruzbul for my brother. There's no problem. Why? Because we already mentioned right over here. Right. However, though it says the betin, which is a betin chashuv, they also don't have to be the dayanim krovim zelazeh. That's only just the dayanim, but the edim are able to. Okay, and therefore this is just the different halachot. I'll just remind everyone again of what we mentioned before. At the top, you're filling in your name. Okay, and then on the bottom you're going to fill out the date in Hebrew, which today is the Chavetz Chaim's Askara, which is Kavdalid, and then you're going to make a kinyan in front of 2 edim, and then what happens is that we come and once we make the kinyan and we sign it, we give it back to you, and this is what you keep. This is for your records that you've done a Pruzbul. So this is just the way that we're going to be doing the Pruzbul, Be'ezrat Hashem.